Fallout.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Devious Delta Studios channel. Today we're going to be doing a Gearbag review slash rundown of all the stuff that I use out there on the paintball field. So, pretty much I started getting into paintball around 2011, and throughout the years I collected some gear, and I'll probably be talking about that as I go through this rundown, if you will. So, to get it started, first things first I have here is my NXC gear bag. It's still dirty. I have some paint and shit on it. I'm also using these dye lock lid pods. I put some tape on them so that way I know they're mine when I drop them out there on the field. But I love these things so much. These things have been awesome to me. You know, you just, whenever you're trying to reload, just quick pop, make a satisfying sound. Funny enough, this is the first pod pack that I ever purchased, and it's so old that I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but you can see that it's ripping right here in the sides. Yeah, it's ripping on the sides because it was bought in like 2012, and it's a really, really old pack. I did have an HK Army pack. I bought the I believe it was the 2G, yeah, the 02G or 2G harness or whatever, 2.0. Strapless harness, and I'm gonna be honest, HK Army, you know, I love HK Army. They got some good gear and they got some good stuff, which I do have some stuff from HK. However, not really big boy friendly, so I had to give that up, and it didn't really fit me. I know they do make the belt extenders, but every time I'd go to put the pack on, the strap would kind of switch sides, and I didn't really like having to keep track of that a lot. So it got really old for me, and I kind of just was like, screw this. I'm not gonna use this. But I do love HK Army, and to be honest, because that pack is going out, I'm probably most likely gonna switch to another strapless pack from HK, but this time I think I might go with the 3 pod instead of the 4 pod. I need a little bit less weight out there because I'm a big dude and my shit always kind of slides down while I'm playing. So yeah, those are very good harness. It's lasted me for a while, but I love that harness. So to kind of go through my gear bag here before I get to, you know, what that, you probably just saw a sneak peek of it. Before I get to that, let's go with my hopper. This is a Virtue Spire 5. Again, I recently played, so it is probably still covered in some old hits. And I love this thing so far. I upgraded from a die rotor, which I didn't know about the actual rotor. I didn't know that they made an update to that, the upgrade. And I pretty much just got tired of my hopper kind of screwing up during matches, and I kept having, there was like the little fin trigger underneath of it, and I kept having to like unjam it and stuff when I was playing. So I kind of just got tired of it. Went out and bought the Virtue Spire 5, which at the time was the newest hopper on the market, and this has never failed me. I'm gonna be honest. I love this thing. Yes, it was expensive, but well worth the purchase. I put a metal HK Army speed feed on it, so whenever I need to dump paint, for those of you who don't play paintball who might be seeing this, whenever we go to dump paint, you know, it's a little bit easier to kind of just dump instead of opening the lid and then putting, and then, yeah, it's a little bit easier to do that. And this thing, I love also the fact that it has the lock now for the Virtue. So if you're diving or you're moving or anything, it's not going to pop open unless you pull down this little tab here and then push it in. And oh, mine's filled with paint right now, but it pops open like that. You just close it, lock it. But yeah, this thing has been really nice to use, and it's so fun to play around with it because it feeds well, and while it's not as fast as the die rotor, I actually feel like it keeps up pretty well with like most guns nowadays. All right, let's get into the next thing. This is the shirt that I usually play in. I play in an old, really shitty Empire t-shirt that I got. And I don't say shitty as in, you know, the company is shitty. You'll see that I actually love Empire because I have quite a few Empire things. But I say shitty as in I didn't take care of it and it's got holes in it now. So I just kind of use it as my shirt to play in. What else do I got in here? I got some microfibers. Microfibers are very, 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 very important when you're out there on the field. You ever get any hits, you know, wipe off your gear, you know, it's good to have a microfiber. Wipe that shit down. These are just some cheap Amazon ones. I actually, if I can find it real quick, I actually have a Infamous. I'm not sure if you can see that. There we go. There we go. I got an Infamous one. This one's a little more nicer. It's got a little more better side to it. So, you know, when you get hit in the lens, you can wipe off your lens and then you wipe off your other side with it. So that way, you know, clean when you're out there on the field. Also, next thing is this is my HK Army, my HK Army 68 4500 tank. This has a die rhino cover on it. This is my old die rhino cover. Back when I had my, I had a Ninja 68 4500 tank before this, and that was old as hell. But I needed to get it rehydroed. There we go. You can see it's pinkish red. I thought it was going to be, when I got it, I thought it was actually going to be like super, super, super red, which, as you can kind of see, I'm not sure you can tell, my theme right now is kind of black and red. Before, if I can link the photo, there's a photo of me with some of my older gear, which I'm going to talk about here. My whole theme was like silver, black, gray, kind of white-ish. And then as I kind of like switched gears now to like some of my newer stuff, a lot of it's more black and red. This is my tank top. I usually play just in a shirt and a tank top underneath. That's really nothing special. Just something to play, kind of help protect with the hits. This is for my gun rack, pretty much whenever I'm out there. Nope, hit that. Whenever I'm out there, this folds out just like this. You can put your tank here and your barrel up here, so it holds your gun for you. Very nice to have. Let's see, more microfibers. Oh, squeegees. Every time, I know everybody needs squeegees. Everybody needs squeegees. Every time you break a ball inside of your barrel, you're gonna run one of these through, or you know, if you're out there, you run the double-sided squeegee. I also carry a toothbrush. Yes, I know it seems a little weird, but I carry a toothbrush because, of course, out there, you know, when you're cleaning your gear, you're gonna want to get really nice into it and clean parts of it that are hard to get. Like, for example, I'll show you using the hopper here. So, for example, these teeth, you know, you can kind of get in there and like scrub some of the teeth down if you need to. It's really useful. So, going into my little main compartment over here, of course, always carry some spare parts. This is my spare parts for my gun, which I will get into. Again, toolkit used for whenever you're needing to adjust velocity. Mostly this gun is toolless, which I will get into my gun in just a minute. It's mostly toolless. Adjusting velocity and stuff like that, you're going to need some tools. But I also carry this. This is a pretty much box cutter. Some fields probably are not going to allow this, so, you know, really check with them. But the only reason I have it is I like opening my paint with it, opening the boxes and the actual like paint gun grease. Again, you can probably already tell I have a Planet Eclipse gun. Just from this alone, you can tell. And also from barrel cover. Everybody needs a good barrel cover. I have two. I have the one that came with it, which is the camo version of this. And I also have this version, the black and red. As like I said, my whole gear bag pretty much is black and red themed. Let's see. Also, very important, I wear beanies out there because every time I'm out there, it is going to suck so bad getting shot in the head without, you know, this bald ass head of mine. Get shot in the head, swells up. So at least this gives me, yes, very little, but gives me some sense of protection. Now, on to one of the things I'm going to have to scoot back for. Let's get him out of here. These are my JT paintball pants, the JT Classics. Got some good knee pads in these. I usually don't wear anything underneath it except for these right here. I just wear a pair of shorts underneath it. I am worried about groin shots, and yes, it is something that does scare me, but I don't get a shot in the nuts. But moving on to one of the last things here, this is my EVSs, Empire EVSs. I absolutely love these. These are by far my best, like most favorite masks that I've used. Before I had the V-Force grills, the original V-Force grills, and I also had the V-Force grills 2, like the 2.0s. Now, to get on to the main event, what you're all waiting for, the G-Tech 180R and the S63 barrel that goes with it. Now, this isn't the original barrel. I had the Midnight Black, as you can see. The Midnight Black came with just a standardized kind of, what do they call it? Streamlined, the streamlined version of the S63 barrel. But when I had the Etha 3, and when I had the Etha 3, I upgraded from the Etha 3 to this. But when I had the Etha 3, I had already bought this. So I decided to keep my theme black and red. And you can see it does look pretty damn nice, especially with this. I don't know if it can render very well, but I got a deuce trigger for it from Infamous. My gear is kind of all over the place with branding. I'm kind of everywhere. I just pick what I feel is suitable. But this gun has served me so well. I think I only had one problem with it so far, and that was back when I was playing at Capital Edge Paintball Park in Sacramento. I was at their anniversary game, and it broke down on me. Thankfully, there was a technician out there. The technician did help me with my gun and cleaned it. Yeah, I think he cleaned it, and he also serviced the part that broke in it, which was there's like a little micro switch in here that whenever you can, I don't know if you can hear it, that little switch thing, it broke. So I was in the middle of a game, and I think I was actually sitting next to Mark Crescent from HK Army. I was actually sitting next to the owner, and my gun went down, and I was just like, I can't shoot. And he looks at me, he goes, "Oh man, that sucks. Like, what the hell happened?" And I was like, I have no fucking clue. I don't know what happened. So I just ended up walking to the tent, and I didn't know this, but I feel stupid for this. I didn't know this, but I went to the Planet Eclipse tent, and the tech was sitting there, and he kind of looks at me and he goes like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, I have no fucking clue. It just stopped firing. And he goes, "Okay, give it here." So I gave it over to him, and he's like working on it and fixing it and stuff. And then I come back later after he's done, and I'm like, "So how much is it?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I was like, how much? Like, I don't have to pay for fixing? He goes, "No, your gun's under warranty." And I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Like, I feel stupid for asking. And he's just like, "Yeah, man, if you're ever out here, as long as your gun's under warranty, anytime you have a problem with it, just come over here and we'll fix it." One of the guns that I used to have, actually, which I loved a lot, was the Empire Axe. That was my first paintball gun, the original Empire Axe. And due to some unfortunate circumstances, I ended up stopping playing around like 2017 and didn't get back into playing until 2022, or the tail end of 2022, more 2023. And I needed pretty much all new gear, and I ended up going with the Ether 3, which, like I said previously, I upgraded from that to this 180R. I was going to get the Axe 2.0 because I just loved Empire so much, and it's such a great gun. But the guy I was talking to at the paintball store kept suggesting, like, "Hey man, I know the Axe is a great gun, but this Ether 3 just came out. I think you would like that a little bit more. It is pretty much right around the same price as the Axe 2.0, maybe about like 60, 80 bucks more or something like that." So I kind of was like, okay, you know what? Cool. I'll just take the newest gun on the market, whatever. Because it was new at the time. It was actually brand new. And I played with it for a little while, and I'm just going to be honest with you, I didn't like it as much. Don't get me wrong, it is a great gun. Planet Eclipse makes awesome, like fucking awesome guns. But it didn't shoot the way that I wanted it to. I don't know if it was, user error, maybe, probably was. But it didn't shoot the way I wanted it to. And I guess I felt like it wasn't shooting fast enough. So when the 180R dropped, I kind of just dropped everything and was like, you know what? I'm going to trade in that gun and I'm going to get the 180R because, oh, shit, almost fell here. I'm going to get the 180R because I like having a screen, and it kind of helped me with looking at what I'm doing and being like, oh, okay, hey, I got like I can look at the little, I don't know if you can see it. There's a little screen back there. I was looking at the screen and, you know, you could tell like what mode you're on and stuff instead of having just a blinking light. Now, also one of the other things that I forgot to mention, Paintball Caddy. Of course, this holds all your paintballs, and it's easier when you're out there on the field to fill up your pods this way. Right now, mine is filled with some beautiful, I don't know if you can see that very well. Mine's filled with this Dynasty paint over here, but it makes it a lot easier. Yeah, that's all the gear that I have right now, and that's pretty much just a Gearbag rundown of some of the stuff that I have. And yeah, if you want to see what it looks like all together, and this is what the gun looks like all together with the tank and everything on it. This is what it looks like when I'm out there playing. So anyway, thank you for joining me on this. Please like, share, subscribe. I know I'm probably not as good as I should be at this, but it's my first couple of videos, so please take it easy on me. Again, thank you. Like, share, and subscribe.